Well, welcome. How are you
Hi,
feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. Thank you.
How does it feel to be here doing this grappling event? You know, you've got less than 24 hours, I think, ahead of you. What's the feeling like going into an event like this?
Oh man, for me right now, I just feel very grateful, very happy. Just trying to enjoy and get to spend time with my boys and just I truly cherish all this because I've been in the game a very long time, and so I don't take any of it for granted, and I'm just very thankful.
What do you think of the matchup?
It's a good one. If I was somehow, not me and somebody else, just a fan, I would be excited for this one. You got a clash of styles, a clash of generations. It's a match that's never happened before. It's awesome. And then for me personally, I was very, very motivated this camp. Craig has a very interesting style, and studying him and preparing, I actually felt that I improved a lot. He almost inspired me to learn some new things, and it was just a great camp, and I'm very excited to show my work.
You may not want to reveal what those new things are, but is there anything you can tell us that he kind of inspired you to learn?
I just trying to get into his mindset a little bit, in some of the positions. There are a couple of things that we do that are similar. He obviously does a lot more leg locks than what I do. I mean, that's what he's most well known for, probably what he's most dangerous at. And I have like zero leg locks in my career. I'm much more of the kind of the classic style, but I love being inspired by the new modern game. And I have some young guys, Victor Hugo being one of them. He's on the card. He's my training partner, student, and also someone that I learned from a lot. And so he's very much a nice blend of the classic and modern. And so, kind of diving in a little deeper and being in this matchup where, I need to know a little more and expand my arsenal. It sparked some great improvements for me. You're not going to see anything surprising out of me tomorrow. Basically, what you can expect is what you're going to get. I think you're just going to see a better version of it.
So you mentioned that Craig has an interesting style. He also has an interesting personality.
Yes, he does.
Have you guys interacted at all, or have you been able to kind of play with each other a little bit?
A little bit, yeah, for sure. When we were like in the negotiation phase before the match was official, he was already messaging me. We were kind of talking about it. People have been trying to make this matchup for a while, and we've actually trained together before and been very cordial with each other. He's a good guy. I think his personality, he cracks me up. He's hilarious. He really is. I also think it helps him a little bit too, because then it's kind of easier. It's easy to forget that he's a killer, right? You think he's just a jokester, funny guy, but he's worked very hard to be where he is. I know what he's sacrificed, what he's come from, and I know how dangerous he is. I know how good he is, and I know how bad he wants this. So I try not to get too caught up on, oh, he's just out partying crazy. Maybe some of that's true, and whatever. But he's very, very good. So I took this camp very, very serious, and I'm ready to show my best.
And I just wanted to know your thoughts as a former Bellator champion, the thoughts on PFL buying Bellator and sort of the future of Bellator. What do you think of that, and what have you seen so far?
To be honest, I haven't really kept up too much. I know they just did like the unification or whatever, and now guys have like two belts. I don't really know what it all means. I don't know what the future is. I can't say if I think it's good or it's bad. I really don't know. I haven't kept up.
I think you feel the same way a lot of us feel. We don't really know what's going on either.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And I just one last one. Looking at the UFC, I'm not sure how much you follow that, but is there anybody that sticks out to you as having really good grappling in the UFC?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is most definitely a lot of guys that I came up with in jiu-jitsu that transitioned over. Guys that I've competed against or just been around, been inspired by, and I don't want to call anyone out right now. I still have a mission to do tomorrow, but I would love to mix it up with more of kind of the legendary UFC grapplers on the Fight Pass stage down the line. That's definitely something that is very intriguing and motivating for me. And there are a couple of them that I never had matches with, and it would be an honor and just something that I think would be super special to do at this stage. And hopefully they would be into it as well.
Awesome. Well, I'll ask you tomorrow, so have a name ready.
Okay, sweet. Sounds good.
Hey, Rafael.
Yes.
I was there in London that night when you beat Gegard Mousasi, and then you won the title, and you got on the mic, and you were telling us media and fans that we were witnessing the best moment in your life. It's been 5 years since then. Has anything come close to the euphoria you felt that night?
Well, I'm a dad now, so that basically trumps everything I've ever experienced in my life. But career-wise, it's hard to get better than that night. Obviously, there was a lot of hardship, and trying to understand and navigate through everything that I was going through on the health side and what that led to for my career. But I did make an MMA comeback. It's not very well known because I fought in Japan for a one-off event, but I did fight MMA again for the Inoki Bumbaye New Year's Eve, just a little over a year ago, and that was extremely special for me because I was 3.5 years away of, I made my comeback to jiu-jitsu. I had some tough times coming back, and finding myself all over again, but then I got into a nice momentum and had some great performances, did ADCC and the Worlds again, and then this opportunity to fight again came, and that was just very, very special because I got to end my career my way.
Yeah.
And I didn't have someone else telling me, closing that book for me, and I won by submission again. So that was also a very, very good night, but life is beautiful, and I'm very grateful for all of it. And I have twin babies that are actually here. They're about to be 20 months old, and for me now that's everything. And they give me a lot of purpose to keep going and show them that anything is possible when you don't give up.
Oh, congrats on the twins. Whether it's in combat sports or fatherhood, do you think you will always kind of chase that high from 2019?
Everything changes, right? Like at that moment, that was amazing. That was the moment. But as life changes, there's new moments to be had. So you can't compare. One day, hopefully, I'm going to see my children achieve their dreams or something that's super meaningful and powerful to them, and that's going to be my best moment. I think that's what I have on right now. This says last round, best round, and for me, that's everything. That's just like, as long as you keep pushing and giving your best, every last moment or every last round can be the best. There is no end. The best is always yet to come, and that's how I feel right now. I mean, now I get to headline, in this big grappling match, a great challenge. It's like when I was a kid coming up in jiu-jitsu, I never imagined this kind of opportunity would be here, and we'd get to be on this sort of stage doing what we love and not getting hit in the face. I'm down to do that too, but it's amazing to see how far it's come, and for me, I'm like I said, I'm grateful for all of it.
That's awesome. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Just two quick ones for me.
Sure.
It obviously means a lot. Where did that come from? And you have it on dog tag, the last round, best round.
Well, going into that 5th round against Mousasi, it was 2 rounds apiece. And something that I've always said to myself in all of my training camps, when it's the last round of sparring, when it's the last round of a sprint for conditioning or whatever it is, I always pump myself up and I say, last round is my best round. Last round is my best round. And I just dig deep and try to give that much more, even though I might already be tired or I might be just feeling a little broken or whatever the case may be. And then, like destiny, you know, and I went through this whole terrible, terrible camp leading up to that fight. You know, which if you dig into the history, you'll know what I was going through. Didn't even know the fight was going to happen until 2 weeks before the fight because of a brain condition that I found that I had. And I almost didn't get the fight, you know, managed to get the fight. Then we're in this war of a fight where it's 2 rounds apiece going into the 5th round. And then there I am saying to myself, last round, best round. And then that was my best round of the fight. I didn't even get touched in that round. I dominated that round and came back to win. And so that was just like kind of vindication for the mindset and everything that I've trained my whole life to kind of believe, like that unbreakable positive spirit. If you keep going, you can still achieve your dream no matter what you're going through. And that came together for me there. It came together for me in my whole jiu-jitsu career. I wasn't supposed to be an American black belt world champion. I'm from Oklahoma. I never had a black belt in my state teaching me. You know, I went to Brazil the first time as a kid, and I lost over and over and over again, but eventually I won. And so that's just like, you know, something that means a lot to me. And there's actually Will Harris, some of you probably know Anatomy of a Fighter, Will Harris. He made a documentary about my comeback fight, and it's called Last Round, Best Round. And so it's just something that's very special to me, and I try to put that inspiration out for everybody.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm glad everything's good to where like your twins can continue the legacy. And circling back real quick to what you were talking about with Amy, how exciting is it that the Fight Pass Invitational has this great future where little by little you'll see more Anthony Lionheart Smiths and Misha Tates crossing over to give it more legitimacy, more star power, and give you guys that ability to say, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting in there with one of them on the mat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's good. It's good for everybody, right? You know, these guys, fighters, you know, male or female, they can continue to challenge themselves. You know, after their fight career is over, or even in between fights, if it works out, keep their grappling sharp. You know, and then for the, you know, young champions coming up in jiu-jitsu and grappling, being able to have the UFC brand, you know, boost them and give them more opportunity, more star power, you know, and bring more legitimacy to jiu-jitsu is just amazing. You know, I get a little jealous of some of the kids nowadays. Like, man, I wish I would have had that when I was in my 20s. But you know, thankfully, I'm still here these days, able to take part. But no, it's amazing. The professional grappling scene is just exploding, and to have the UFC involved is, I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Totally agree. And you know, you're part of it now. That's all that matters. And one day we might be interviewing, talking to your twins. So why not?
I hope so.
Sir, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All good? Yeah. Thanks, guys.